Hi, this is Grace Van Patten, and today I'm hanging out with Steven Prusakowski on TV Topics.
So, welcome to TV Topics, Grace.
Thank you so much for having me.
I was instantly drawn to the twisted tale of Amanda Knox because there's been so much press coverage over the years, but I never knew the full story, just little pieces. And I always wanted just to watch something that dedicated or read that dedicated to telling the full story. And I was glad I did. And now, after watching it, I feel like that's no longer the case. I kind of do understand and really have a true insight into what happened.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that was the goal. I think a lot of people think they know more than they do about Amanda and about this case. So I'm really grateful to be a part of something that's helping somebody reclaim their story.
So we'll get into the series in just a few minutes. But first, let's talk some TV topics. There's no pressure, no right or wrong answers. It's all just a bit of fun.
Okay.
So, looking back over the years, what has your relationship with TV been? Are you a TV junkie who watches everything? Are you very selective? Do you have go-to shows?
I feel like I go through phases of watching TV. I'm really bad at watching kind of anything when I'm working. I tend to watch a lot of like mind-numbing things when I'm working, like reality or cartoons. Um, but when I'm not, I love it's one of my favorite things in the world to get invested in a really good TV show. And it doesn't happen very often. So when it does, it's really exciting. Um, and I'm kind of in that right now with a show that came out years ago that I've just discovered, and it's called Mr. In Between. Have you ever heard this? It's an Australian show, but it's on Hulu, and it is one of the best television shows I've ever seen, and I highly recommend it.
I will have to put that on the list. There's
Yes.
so many that come up. I speak to a lot of people who are, it's a global show, and I speak to people from all over Australia, Ireland, and it's amazing what they bring up. I'm like, I had no clue, and that's somebody's favorite show, and you don't know it exists. It's always
Totally.
amazes me.
I know.
So, do you have a primetime show you remember being the first one that you really loved? No matter how good or bad it was your show.
Mm, that's a good question. I mean, one of my first memories of being really like addicted to a show was probably the original Gossip Girl when I was in high school. And I grew up in New York. So it was so exciting to see these like teenagers live this life in New York that I had no idea even existed. It was a type of life that I didn't know you could live. Um, and I was just so caught up in the drama of it all and the relationships. And I still, it's like a comfort show for me now. Like I feel like the shows you loved as a kid,
Hmm.
for me, I'll like rewatch when I don't know what to watch because it'll like help me fall asleep or something.
Yeah, I mean, I have shows that I can remember from many years ago that are still. I can recall episodes, lines, and it's amazing that how those kind of stick with you and last.
Totally.
Has your view changed? Like now that you're more grown up, you're still part of you're still in New York, I believe. Has that show taken on new meaning to you?
I haven't watched it in a while, but I think what used to be maybe exciting and alluring to me is now a little bit scary, and the and the lives that they're living. Like I look at them now and it's like, oh, I don't want that at all. But as a kid, it seems so cool and sexy, and now I'm like, oh, I'm not glamorizing that.
What about a show that makes you laugh most? One you put on for a pick me up or just for a laugh?
Oh, Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave. That is my go-to belly laugh show, 100%.
Yeah, you can watch a 5 second clip of that on on Instagram or something and have just the same effect because it's so I don't know I know where he came from, but I mean, my
No,
God, the comedy is just insane.
yeah, he's a genius. He's unlike anybody I've ever seen on TV. And I find him so unbelievably funny.
Would you be on the show if you could?
Oh, 1000%. That would be a dream. That would be a dream. I think everything about him and the show is just so genius.
And you're known for your dramatic chops. Do you have a good core comedy uh, you know
Like
ability in you, a natural ability, or
I would like to think so. I haven't really had the opportunity to test it out since I've professionally started acting, but when I was in high school, I went to performing arts high school and I did a lot of comedies in high school and I did a lot of comedic plays and like farces, George Feydeau farces. So I like grew up doing a lot of comedic theater. And then I took a different path, but I would love to do a comedy.
that's cool. That's it's a very cool when people like we've only seen a portion of what you have to offer. So I hope in the near future we see more.
Thanks.
How about crying? Do you cry when you watch TV? Is there a show that that touches you the most?
I cry at everything. Like I get made fun of for it by everyone in my life because I will cry even if it's not even sad. It could be happy tears. I will cry at Love Island, like the reality show when they like finally find their love at the end and I will be bawling. So no, there's no shortage of tears over here for me.
Is there one show that like the most recent that you recall, like a good cry?
I'm currently watching Task, that new HBO show. And the second to last episode, yeah, I've actually cried in a lot of episodes. It's really intense and really emotional. And yeah, I've been letting it out watching that.
That's a great show. How about if you could play one pre-existing TV character, no matter the genre, no matter the time period, for any reason? And this is a magic question. No one will lose their job. The original version still exists. So any show, any character, who would it be? And with your comedy in mind, maybe you have an old sitcom you'd like to step into.
Oh yeah, that'd
But
be
but choose on your own.
oh man. That's a really good question. I mean, I'm thinking of like Sex in the City, like Sarah Jessica Parker would be really fun. Just to wear the outfits, honestly. Um, but yeah, that'd be fun. Gosh, there's so many. Um, I'll just go with that.
That's a good one. Get some comedy in there, definitely, and
Some
the outfits and iconic.
yeah.
If you did it, would you want it based in the original, the time period that it was originally based in, or would you want to do a
Yes.
modern version?
No, time period. It was in then, which is just so great. And still like that's the fashion I'm drawn to now. So I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah, everything is old is new again. So
It's
the
true.
uh, the '90s, I think, are '90s and early 2000s are starting to hit. I believe. Maybe I'm
Very
wrong, but I'm not a.
no, it's very true. Yeah, very
It's
trendy.
just a matter of time before you are aquanetting your hair, and it's.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past us.
It just takes one, and then the ball starts rolling, and the snowball, uh, the avalanche occurs. So
Def-
let's dig into the twisted tale of Amanda Knox. We'll do some more TV topics questions to close out. But since you were only about 10 or so when the case, when the murder happened and it became headline news, do you remember when you first heard about the case?
I don't think there was a moment of that I remember that was like concrete of hearing about it, but I definitely remember hearing her name a lot, whether I knew what was going on or not, that her name was so, I feel like so engraved in all of our brains, because it was everywhere. It was in every newspaper, it was on TV. So that name I was so familiar with. before I knew even what really happened.
And how much did you follow it? Was it something that you know, dipped in, or just passing?
I didn't follow it at the time, but when the Netflix documentary came out, I was I was so intrigued by it and so fascinated by it, and that's really when I started learning details of it. But I learned the most from doing this show and speaking to Amanda. I didn't know even half of what went on. So that was really my big learning experience.
How did you originally get, become involved with the series?
It all happened really quickly. Well, in my brain, it was an ongoing thing because when I watched the documentary, I had this dream of playing her. I even called my agents at the time and asked if they were making anything about her because I would love to portray her. And it was a hard no, and nothing was going on about her. So when this came around, it was something that was really exciting to me and something that I would just really love to do. And I think when I found out any initial interest, it was when she started following me on Instagram, and I was like, "What does this mean? What's happening?" And then, like, kind of from there, it happened really quickly. I was speaking to KJ, the showrunner, and Warren Littlefield, the producer, and they just told me the vision for it. And I thought it was such a beautiful way to approach the story. Um, and they had such a unique perspective. And it was a no-brainer. I mean, it was like I wanted to be a part of it so bad.
So
And
Amanda started following you. I'm sorry.
yes, yes, she started following me on Instagram because
Okay.
I think she was included in the casting process of it all. Um, so yeah, once that happened, it was like everything happened really quick, and then they gave me the part, and we were shooting 2 months later. So it was like a very condensed 2 months of learning everything I possibly could about it, and speaking to Amanda as much as I could, and learning Italian, and yes.
So what was some of your prep? So the Italian, I'll get into, but more about learning about the case and kind of getting your in the right mindset, and also to portray Amanda. Did you try to capture her mannerisms at all, or how did you approach this?
I um I was really kind of figuring it out as I was going along because I everything was so new to me. I had never played a real existing person. So I didn't know how to approach it. Um I wasn't sure. So it began with just learning as much as I could, reading everything I could find, watching everything I could find. And the most valuable part was just speaking to her and asking her a million questions. And through that, just getting to know her and getting to understand her. And I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing an exact impersonation because I think it's impossible. And I don't even know if I'm capable of that, but I just wanted to capture her essence as much as possible, and really the most important thing was portraying her emotions as authentically as possible because she is someone who went through so much, and for someone whose life was so advertised and scrutinized, her emotions were not advertised in the media and were not shown or told. So it was really important for me to show what she was going through when all of this was happening.
Yeah, well, you do an amazing job. I'd never during the series am I thinking Amanda Knox really, even though I know of her, but I'm just following the story of this person on screen. So it's like you get completely wrapped up in that. And as a father, too, seeing it from that perspective and saying like, if this was my daughter, my God, the pain that everyone went through. it's it's just to what I'm looking for. It just pulls you in.
Yeah, there's so much pain involved in this story for so many people. Um, Really heavy and really painful and really tragic. And yeah, that's why everyone involved, it was so important to everyone to just approach it with as much sensitivity and empathy as possible.
What were some of the questions you had for Amanda? Do you remember some of the big ones?
I I mean there, there were a million, and I went, it was a very wide range of questions. It would be very simple, like I'd ask her random questions about if she remembered the perfume she was wearing at that time, like really weird, odd, specific things, to how she felt when she like walked into prison for the first time. And I liked asking her about her dynamics with different people, with Raffaele, her boyfriend at the time, and her husband now, and how to differentiate those relationships, and her dynamic with her family. And um, yeah, I tried to ask her as much as possible, and she was so open and vulnerable with me, and so willing to kind of take me through everything she's been through, which was, I couldn't have done it without that information.
Yeah, and that's amazing to get that access to, and actually, not only she has the memoir, but also to speak to her and be able to say, you know what, especially you're going to convey this on screen, to dig into something that would typically be off limits. So,
Yes, exactly. Yeah, very
and
valuable.
what about since your involvement? What was the most shocking part of the case that you learned, or the biggest excuse me, the biggest misrepresentation?
I mean, it was one after another. Like, I knew that there was a lack of evidence. I didn't know that there was zero evidence in terms of her conviction, um, wrongful conviction. I could not, cannot wrap my head around that. The mistakes and things that were overlooked, and the things that the Italian justice system got away with. It's tragic, and I'm so, I can't believe something like that could happen.
Yeah, and there's so much focus on that one kiss. Like as someone who followed the case as I did, like just in pieces, I just kept hearing like, and they kissed, and the Foxy Noxy, and all that, kind of creating this character for this someone, this villain essentially for people to hate before she even had a day in court. Um, did you speak to her about that?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke so much about, she was being herself and didn't know that she had a target on her back. So she was completely under a microscope. And I think if you put anyone in a situation like that, people are going to judge and people are going to scrutinize. And especially being a 20-year-old girl who had never experienced anything like that, um, I, I don't I don't believe there's any right way to act. Um, there's so much emotion involved, and fear, and I think just having the spotlight on you in a negative way, like you can't, I don't know how you break away from that. And what I admire so much about Amanda is that she never changed who she was and who she is, regardless of what people were saying about her and who they thought she was. She remained herself throughout all of it, and still to this day, which I think is just so admirable. I think it's so easy for people to um, want to be thought of a certain way by other people, and want to get other people's validation, and want to be liked by other people. And she is so unabashedly herself.
Um, so there's so many powerful scenes throughout, but one of them that stands out is the final episode with McNeely. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm terrible with names. Sorry. Um, but what goes through your mind when you what went through your mind as you were learning about what happened on that day in that conversation?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's another testament to Amanda as a human, the ability to forgive and move past something that is the most traumatic thing I can imagine happen to a person, and to approach a man who is responsible for that traumatic part of her life, and treat him like a human being, even though he didn't treat her like one. Um, and attempt to hear him out and attempt to understand him. I think we could all learn something from that. I think there's such a power to forgiveness. And I think it's why Amanda is able to live a full life and have a family, and not be destroyed by what happened to her. It's just a thing that happened to her. So I think it's such a great way to show who she is and have people understand her.
Yeah, it's incredible to think that for her to be so willing to kind of move past this. And even though his words, you listen to him, like they're kind of infuriating at times. At other
Yeah,
times, it's actually kind of touching. You're like, well, he's not a terrible person, but some of the actions he took definitely ruined her life. And then she's able to kind of say, okay, I can move on. It's quite incredible.
it is. Yeah, yeah, it really is. I'm really happy that we were able to show that dynamic on screen. It was really, really intense to shoot.
Was it was it emotional? Yeah. So was it emotional shooting that?
Yeah, it was really emotional, and everyone really wanted to get it right, and Amanda was there for it. I think we shot it, that one scene, over the course of 2 or 3 days, because it was just so important to get that dynamic and that push and pull and that evolution of Amanda maybe going there for one thing and leaving with another, leaving with something she didn't know she needed, which is to see him. Um, I think initially she was going in there to have him see her and understand her, but what she didn't realize is she needed to understand him to move on. Um, and I thought that was so beautiful.
Do you walk away from shooting something like that changed?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I'll ever have an experience like it. Um, just in terms of playing a real person, having them be there, and having them feel seen by what we all made. And I can't imagine being more fulfilled than that. I haven't, besides making a TV show, I feel like everyone a part of it, like we just did something good and important for somebody. And I don't think we get to say that a lot, making and movies. So um yeah, I just feel really proud that I was able to be a part of something like that.
And it's not often that you are involved or you watch something that is so, it's obviously, the tragedy that occurred, but also there's such negativity around the case and what happened to Amanda and so many other people. But then to walk away with kind of some hope is not
Yeah.
what I expected from this series.
Yeah, yeah, same. I didn't expect to meet Amanda and have Amanda be like a hopeful, positive person. I can't believe that someone who's gone through something like that has the ability to have that, and feel joy and feel hope. And um I think that ending is just the perfect alignment with who Amanda is. And after, still with all that tragedy and trauma, she's able to maintain hope. And it's it's really beautiful.
I know how I felt which is, well, I'll tell you in a second. But did you ever think before getting involved with the series and researching and meeting her that she was guilty?
No, I really didn't. I didn't know too much about it before going into it, so I wasn't able to form a concrete opinion. I Before I did a lot of research, I knew it was like a controversy, and I knew it was a very polarizing case that people had very strong opinions about in both directions. So I didn't have an opinion in either way. And I couldn't believe that people could think that after the research I did and after speaking to her. It was so shocking to me that people still to this day think she's guilty. Um, and thinking all it takes is to just look into it a little more. Um, and I think we're all guilty of trusting headlines and not indulging in the rest of it, but just, reading headlines, and that's what you pick up and that's what you latch on to. And you're kind of like, it's like this subconscious brainwash. And all it takes is to like just read about it a little more, just like do your research and then form an opinion. Um, and that's why this show, I think, is so important. I think it gives people the opportunity to form an opinion based on the facts and not on the headlines that they were being fed at the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Well, I think in the age of social media, where most of us are guilty of seeing something, never clicking to read it, and then commenting before, and it's like,
Totally, totally. Everyone. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. There's times, and now they have like some kind of warning thing saying, "You didn't read this. You sure you want to make this comment?" And
No
I
way.
often do.
Do they
If
do
it's
they have
political, I
that?
kind of know where I stand.
Do
Pardon me?
they have that on like Instagram or
Yes.
something?
Oh yeah, they
No
do.
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
I post some political
That's
comments every once in a while, so um, you know, in this day and age, I'm like I can't be an observer, but I've already found out about the news elsewhere, so I'm not going completely uninformed.
right.
I'm just
Right.
wanting
Right.
to add to the conversation. So now I'm on trial. So how about one more question about the series, the Spanish? I mean, I thought your Spanish was beautiful.
Italian.
I'm
Bad,
sorry.
really bad
Let me
Spanish.
start over. Let me get that over. Oh my God. So one more question about the series. I thought your Italian was beautiful, and I don't speak Italian, but I know people who do, and it sounded authentic. What kind of did you know any Italian going in, and what kind of work did you put into it to make sure that you could deliver it accurately?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I knew, my please and thank yous and hellos and goodbyes. So I went in with not uh, with not a lot of experience in the language. So it was very daunting to me, the fact that I had to be fluent by the end of it. Fluent. By the end of the series. Um, so that it was really just a matter of practicing every day. And I had a dialect coach that worked with me every day. And it was a mix of learning the lines and really understanding what they meant in addition to just pronouncing them, but really knowing what I'm saying. So the meaning is also attached to just saying the words. Um, and also we shot in Rome, and so many of the crew, they were Italian. The actors, so many of the actors were Italian. So I felt like I was really immersed in the culture, and I just tried to speak it as much as I could. And I'm definitely not fluent, but my understanding of the language really grew. Like I feel like I can understand a lot more. And yeah, it was really scary but exciting and a big challenge. And yeah,
No, you were up to it. Did you continue learning anymore, or have you?
I really said I said that I was gonna. I'll still tune in on my Duolingo. Um,
Keep your streak.
I lost my streak, that's for sure.
Ugh.
But I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I think it'd be such a waste to throw that away. I have such a head start now. So I really am gonna try and continue it because it'd be amazing.
In this day and age with AI and all the technological advances, that would be one thing that I really wish they would just come up with. Star Trek has like a decoder, either that or a chip that goes in your head and say, "Hey, I speak Italian today," and closing the gap, of letting. I think it would actually lead to a much more peaceful world because we can now stop talking about people and reading headlines, and we can start talking with people. But
Very true. Yeah, I can see that in our future. I think we're close. They already have the in real
hmm
time translators.
yeah,
Do it on your phone. So
I have to try that before I can believe that it's everything that I've tried before. You're like, read the instructions and it translates it, and like, nah, it's
I'm
not
like
legit.
a little off. Yeah.
It's just like talking to a virtual assistant on the phone. I was like, just let me speak to a human because I'll have this over in 5 minutes instead of me getting sent back to the original prompt.
Totally, totally. But I do think we're close. I think we're closer.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
So one more question about your current work. Tell Me Lies season 3 is coming out. Anything you can share, or you can tell us what the fans can expect?
They can expect absolute chaos. Megan Oppenheimer, the showrunner, outdid herself again. I didn't think it could get more crazy, and uh, it did. It's absolutely bonkers, cuckoo, crazy. So I'm excited for the fans to be absolutely just shocked by the choices of these characters.
That sounds promising.
Yep.
So let's hop into a few more TV topics questions and get you on your way. Um, you grab a remote control, a genie comes out and offers you this TV based wish. What TV show do you want one more season of? And it could be a prequel season, one that's like in the middle somewhere, anywhere in the middle, or one tagged on to the end of its run. Same cast, same crew. No one's ever passed away. No time has passed. You just get this season. True magic.
I'm gonna say just because I'm in it right now and I'm on the last season, Mr. In Between. Again, I am taking it so slowly because I don't want it to end. And if there was just another season, I'd be able to relax a little bit. So,
When did that come out? Do you know?
um, maybe like 10 years ago, the first season
Oh,
did.
okay. I
Um,
was gonna say
but
maybe you give it a big boost.
hey, it's not too late. Maybe they will, but I highly, highly recommend it.
I will add that to my queue
Yeah.
for sure. How about favorite theme song? One you cannot skip.
Um, I mean, the Friends theme song will forever be locked in my brain. And
Yeah,
it's
that's a
just so
classic.
happy. It's just such a happy theme song and is so nostalgic. It just if it's played, it just takes you back. It's so comforting and calming and joyful.
I always expect everyone to answer that, and I'm surprised with some of the answers I do get. But there's something about that that just captures that moment in time
Yeah, exactly.
and the joy of watching that show.
Yeah.
How about a TV death that you would stop if you could?
Mm, I'm thinking of I'm thinking of movies. TV death. I can't think of this one. I don't know if I have an answer to that one.
No, that's fine.
I'm trying to
A lot of
even,
people don't.
yeah, I'm trying to think of a, a death in a TV show that I've even seen lately, and I can't think of it.
Yeah, there's some shows that have plenty of deaths. People tend to go with like a Game of Thrones,
I know,
Sopranos.
I know, my mind went there, but I would be being fake because I haven't watched either.
You haven't watched Sopranos, and you were on it, right?
I was on it. My dad worked on it. I don't think he's even seen it.
What? Oh,
but I know that that's a very big one.
We should
Um,
change the show to Confessions. This is
I know,
I highly recommend it.
I know. I got it.
Must watch TV. How about the greatest moment in TV history according to Grace Van Patten?
Um, Probably when Scandival happened on Vanderpump Rules.
Can you give me a little more insight? I do not know the Vanderpump Rules
What?
backstory.
No, I'm kidding. Vanderpump Rules is a genius television show. It's a reality show. And their season 11 of Vanderpump Rules is one of the most genius seasons of reality show or TV in general that you'll watch. And there's a whole affair happening, and we don't know what's going on. No one knows. And you watch it unfold in real time, and you are just on the edge of your seat, and it's pure shock, pure, unfortunately, entertainment. And I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, I can't say I'll put that one in my queue, but you know, at least I know more about it. There's something for everybody
Now you
nowadays.
can comment on Scandival.
Yes. Now
I
I'll be like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
talk like an old pro.
yeah.
All right. How about 4 TV shows that make up your TV Mount Rushmore?
God.
And these don't have to be the best shows. These are just shows that, they can be. You can put anything you want on there. But I often just say, just think of shows that stand out, like you said, the shows you watched in the past
Yeah,
that
I'll
will
go
always be
like
with you,
my
or the
recent
best shows.
my recent favorites has been sounds like I'm on this show because I'm like talking about it so much. Mr. In Between. Escape at Dannemora.
It's excellent.
Um, I really love this show called The Killing. Um,
Yes,
and
that's the one with we're blanking on both the actor and actress's names. The redhead
yes,
detective
Mary
and the
O. Forgetting her name. Yeah, the detective. It's like a murder mystery
yes, I thought that
show.
was an amazing show.
So good. And then the last one, probably, I think you should leave, Robinson.
Good choices. Nice variety there. No Vanderpump Rules, but
No,
they were
no.
mentioned elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got their share.
And even do it evenly for everybody. Everybody walks away happy today.
Yeah.
So especially Mr. In Between. So last question. If you had a magic door, one that allowed you to access to live in one TV show, popping in whenever you want, so you don't give up your real life pauses. So once you enter, you're in that world. Which would it be and why? And you get to be part of that world. You're not just an observer. You're not just walking around. You are, if it was Friends, you'd be hanging out in the cafe.
I was just gonna say Friends. My dream is to like live like Friends, to like live with my friends in the same building, and like that's my life. That's my goal. So I think that's my answer. Friends.
And to have that endless free time, and to have a place that you can hang out where that you kind of call your own.
All your own, you're all hanging out, you're best friends, not not crazy drama, but like, manageable drama. Um, and just like laughing nonstop.
If you had to room with one of the characters, who would it be?
Oh my God. I mean, I'd want to live with all the girls. Mm,
I can only have one, or you're sleeping on the floor, so it's
or sleeping on the floor. Um, well, don't the girls live together, right? All three of them, but I have to choose one.
you have to choose one. I don't usually ask this question, but
Probably
you know
Jennifer.
what? All right, Rachel, it is.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I think Phoebe would be a bit much.
Phoebe,
Uh,
yeah, would be fun for like the first few days, I feel like.
mhm.
And then,
Yeah, once a guitar came out too many times, you're like, okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
can I move?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for the great answers and for introducing me to a new show that's going to be on my watch list.
I'm
But I
excited to
think you
hear
did
what
it.
you think.
Yeah, well, you did amazing work in this series, and I look forward to seeing what you do next and the new season of your series of
Thank
Tell
you
Me
so
Lies.
much. Thanks for
Thank
taking
you.
the time. It was nice talking to you.
It's nice talking to you as well. Have a great day.
You too.